Hello, this is an AYD League game that Black won pretty comfortable by 9.5 points. The game was rather peaceful, but I think Black shouldn't allow White live so comfortable and big in these corners, so the gap could have been much bigger. Let's check it out from the beginning. So we got this kind of opening with two Komokus facing the outside. Usually, Black plays a Komoku like R16 and the other one at Q3. But sometimes you see professionals trying these two Komokus, both looking for the outside to develop this direction. I remember seeing this played by Chochikun. Also, it's often played by Yamayuta. Sorry for my broken voice, I'm a little bit cold, but recovering. So anyways, yeah, it's interesting to try this Fuseki. I almost never do. I feel like White is going to attack one of the corners pretty soon. I mean, you can make a Shimari P3, P17 or O4, O16, but the other corner is still exposed, and this is what happened in the game as well. So modern Shimari here, and obviously White will attack right away because it feels good to come from D16 direction. But it's still playable actually, because even if White develops very nice in the top, so it's quite ideal to have this Joseki for White in the direction of D16. There are still invasion points in the top like M18 or H17, inside Kakari, or of course the Sansan invasion. So it's difficult to protect against all those invasions. For example, if Black comes C14 and then White simply defends, let's say we have this Joseki on the left side. Now White will play a big point like this one or approach the corner, and later on Black can still go inside with M18 to see whether White will block like this or simply allow the connection underneath. White also has the option to play M17, then like this after Atari, White set up a wall in Sente and plays another big point. If White plays Atari here, Black is not going to answer right now. So probably that's the reason Black can play R16 and still damage the top Moyo later in the game. But in our game, we had early Sansan invasion, which is good. It's what the AI suggests also most of the time. Doesn't matter if there is a middle side extension on the board or not, the early Sansan invasion, it's a valid move most of the time in Fuseki. So now, this is a basic Joseki, so far so good. If White wants to develop the Moyo in the top, can simply Nobi here. It's pretty big actually. Also, White can choose Hane in the corner and then double Hane. Now when this happens, even if White discards the stone on the left side, taking the Ponuki in the top in center is very big for the Moyo, and now this will discourage an invasion in the top area. White can continue later with this jump or the Keima to expand the Moyo. So the simple move is actually just Nobi, Black will push along, and Nobi again. And even if Black plays here something like O13, White can descend once in center and then just play away. White already invested lots of stones in the top for that Moyo. But White just jumps P13. Actually, if White doesn't want to play C13, right now it's interesting to go F3 or M3. It seems more urgent to stop Black's expansion on the bottom side than to just focus on one big area. So all eggs in one basket is generally not such a good strategy. Atari here is fine. Descend is necessary. This is a classic follow-up. And the common move for White here is to play E12 to expand the Moyo. Obviously, Black can jump in here or think about H17 and obviously M18. But anyway, those Agi invasions are still available later. So White decided to block and keep the top. And now Black just plays a big point. This is good. Right now, it's still okay to think about M18 or even H17. But yeah, playing F3 is the most open side, so it's a good Fuseki point. Then follow up with D3 attach, which is very proper. This is a basic Joseki. And now White turns. White can actually play E12 with the idea of playing C12. So when Black plays away, let's say turn here, which is interesting, or just extend on the bottom of the L4, White will immediately clamp like this in center. And then try other moves to. I mean, the moe in the top it's already big enough, so it's time to do something on the bottom area. Anyways, white simply turn, and here, surprisingly, black invades the top. Black has to be calm and patient and simply no B. It's too big to allow the cut at B13. It's okay to answer with no B, simply get ahead, because if white pushes again from behind, now you can ignore. The cut is no longer a threat. And even if black answers one more time, this is okay, the territory is nice on the left side. And if black doesn't, now it's time for an interesting invasion around M18 to see how white reacts. If white plays Hane here, this is a move you can ignore. And if you block and he plays double Hane, now it's also okay to ignore and just connect in the top. So it's important to answer one time at C12. At this stage already, white could cut on the left side, and you need to answer to stay alive in the corner. The usual response is just A15 for I shape. And then, of course, white can capture a stone, and this is a nice Ponuki. And even if black managed to damage some top area, white will build a lot on the left side. So that's already a nice trade for white. White should actually cut right away at B13. This block makes sense too, because normally L17 is not the best invasion point here. So Hane, then follow up with M18. So the whole point here for white is to take Sente and cut at B13. And the way he can do this is just cover like this and allow black connect underneath. It's not such a big deal, this reducing, and then cut the left side. So black managed to damage 10-15 points in that area, but white is still thick on the outside, and the cut on the left side will bring lots of points in this box. So I think it's worth it for white. White should have a better opening now. White went down. White wants to play with fighting spirit, and the way to do that is to play N18, because it takes away liberty. It's also less I shape for that group in the top. Oops. Okay. Oh, my antivirus popped up for a second. So when black comes out, white will simply no B, and black has to struggle here to escape with this group. I think right now it's good for white to play a peep here to get stronger so he can fight better. Black will either protect like this or like this, and now either Nobi or Hane. So this group in the top, it's a little bit in danger for black. If something like this happens, even if black managed to live inside the top, it's going to be quite painful. Let's say something like this will happen, and black finally makes two eyes this way or this way. Obviously, white can compensate in the corner, but still, it's very big to cut the stone on the left side. So this is still a huge box. I mean, black has a corner, a group here in the top, the tiny corner here, smaller corner on the right, and some potential at the bottom, but this can be invaded. So yeah, white missed an opportunity to take the lead in Fuseki right now. So white went down, black comes out and escapes with a Keima, that's good. Yeah, now white played the move to protect the top right group, but it's still more interesting to play Q15. Well, in the same time, this N13 is attacking the top group, but here, the idea for white is to try this kind of move. So first of all, play a peep, see whether black will answer this way or this way, then use this kind of cut. So this way, black doesn't really have eyes in the top. It's all false. This can be a disaster. Black just dies inside. No way to make two eyes now. So white played this shoulder hit, black pushes out, then the group escape, and that's quite comfortable. And now, black doesn't have to play this move. The corner is alive already and safe. It's good to go back and play C12. So somehow, white lost the opportunity to cut on the left side. The timing. Okay, white connects, black needs to connect too. It's actually quite artistic, but I think it's safer to play the tiger mode. Well, I can still think about the cut here, because if something like this happens, even after you squeeze, you need to come back. So white is safe in the top, there's another cutting point in the middle, but right now, he can cut on the left side. So L11 it's artistic, but it leaves the Agi of the other cut. Yeah, now white cuts on the left, that's good. Black defends, so it's okay to defend like this. But yeah, anyway, the group will leave, even if after white captures, black comes in. If white goes here, this will be alive. It's at least Seki, so. But with the other move, it will leave with some points. So J19 is just endgame. That could wait a little bit. This jump is good. Goes into the left side, erases the Moyo. Nice direction of play. And Nobi also good. So here, black is starting to catch up. Now actually, this Kosumitsuke, it's not so big. Why should play a Keima here instead? To erase the bottom potential and still look for a way to attack that top group. But from afar, obviously. So this feels good for black because it keeps going in and white is just securing a solid territory and it's a bit passive. This turn is very big, powerful move. Now on the right side it's nice for black to play a slide because this S12 it's increasing the corner territory while attacking the base for white group. So when white plays here, then you attack from R7. It's more pressure. If white jumps out, then you continue with the Kosumi. If he blocks, again you take away the base and he's on the run a little bit. So just jump here. Well, obviously this will increase the right side, but it's also easy for white just to play S13, fix a base, and indirectly, or actually it's quite directly, attack this top right corner. So if something like this happens, this will be a Gote block for black, and white can play other moves, like invade the bottom side. This move is meant to make some eye shape and threaten a cut. Black defense, that's good. Atari and connect. Now, no more problems at M12, obviously. This kind of wedge creates some cutting points, but it doesn't bring white too much profit because black just got stronger in the middle. So this is a happy follow-up for black. Now Atari, black was ready to sacrifice. If white comes out, black keeps going with Atari from behind, give up the stones, and still enter the left side. Yeah, white is aware the top right group is still weak, so this jump makes sense to defend it. Then black simply captures. Yeah, the ladder is not good for black, but black can play a move like F8. So now the ladder works. And in the same time with F8, capturing the stone indirectly, it's also threatening to invade the left side. So white might answer here or here, which means black defends in center instead of Gote, and now slide on the right side. So it still keeps pressure on the top right group. Just capture. Oh, I still defended the left side. Maybe white was afraid of this kind of shoulder hit and one space jump, which reduces a lot on the left. Yeah, that looks quite proper. Capture this stone is big, but I still like to slide on the right because the entire group seems a little bit in trouble. White will probably just block here, and then if you play a peep coming from the other side, white might just block like this and keep his eye shape, and then you can just capture the left side. So having this stone already in place, it's much tougher for white to invade the lower right corner like it happened later in the game. This is a good catch. And Tsuke, you don't need to answer, and if you answer, you should just go down. Because the idea is, when you play Hane, white blocks, and you connect S14, you lost a move in the process. When you play S14 and he blocks S12, you don't need to play S13, you can play some other move. For example, the key point here to attack these 4 stones, which is quite annoying. I mean, if white plays this move, you got a block in center, threatening a snapback, then jump, then Hane, and continue with everything in center, and then maybe just increase the lower side. So a move like this, actually white might try to resist, but then you push this way, then this way. If he cuts, you just block. If he plays Atari, you connect. He must take the stone, otherwise it's dangerous, and again increase the right side. So giving up this vital point as bait, black gets a very strong formation on the side with a squeeze. And Han is not actually really necessary because the group in the top will leave anyway. So you can play either P18 locally to prevent the monkey jump, or just start the attack on the left side, because on the monkey jump the corner still leaves very comfortable, even if white plays the Hane first. But it's more interesting to play S14 locally, because if you jump here, then the group is in trouble again. So Hane block connect. This was a little bit slack. And when white plays the Tsuke at R6, it's easier to just Hane under and connect. Now he will cover to stay connected. Maybe in this case he will play Atari and Atari. So the group is alive, but you keep most of the territory on the bottom and then again attack the left side. Hane on top is possible too if you're looking for the center more. But now you don't need to double Hane. Either descend here, in which case white will probably Atari and Kosumi, and then when you play this cut, he'll jump again. And if you play the Tsuke, he will just leave in the corner. But it's more interesting to just pull back, keep the corner. You don't need to play the double Hane in this case. Allow the connection underneath, pull back, defend like this, and now continue building the center. Jump here or use the vital point first. Because like this, white is taking the points on the right side, but they are like 5-6 points, and he's not going to leave in the corner and damage another 12 to 15 points. So let's see. Double Hane. Well, another option would be to play Atari, Atari, then white connects, black connects, and now I still needs to link under, otherwise he will die. And in this case, again, he builds 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe, depends. And he can also capture one more stone, but black also builds all the points here, which is like 15 points, and black is center. Anyway, I prefer just Nobi in order to this one. To keep center, and well, later you can turn here and maybe capture stone, or well, right now just play this way, and if white pushes you can ignore this. So we have double Hane. Obviously white is not going to connect here, give up the cornerstone and then link under. It's better for white to capture the stone, give up the other two, and then leave in the corner and damage more. Here black can descend. Descend will capture the stone, but also impacts the right side at S9, S10 more. I mean, white will probably do the same like in the game, this kind of jump, because if he plays any other move, like here for example, black will immediately play this move in center. But the thing is, on the right side, when you have S7 in place, you can play a clamp here. If he resists, you go up, he connects, and then you connect underneath. So it helps better for the damage on the right side than just capture directly. And if he plays Atari first line, you block with snapback. So those two stones are captured anyway. Well, that's the thing. When one feels ahead, it's always a tendency to play more cautious and give up points. This is proper. Hane, pretty big. Good to push again. And now enclose the right side, the middle. Yeah, this is big. Now maybe, yeah, black is slightly ahead and it's difficult to come back for white. Very good center here. The sequence, I mean, on the left side, all center. Good end game. So, well, now it's still possible to try this move. Well, let's see how it works. Something like this. Wow, lot of damage. So on the Tsuke, if white cuts, black cuts, white takes, black Atari, white takes. When black pushes here, white will cut. So black can only connect and white needs to connect. Black will play this, white connects again. So in fact, black only gets the profit at Q7. Therefore, white could capture that stone. This was soft. But white wanted center. And black can also bump here. White connects and now black is center. Then what else? Block here. Or block the top to prevent the monkey jump. This is quite big right now. So in the end, black was sent. This move is not necessary for white. White can play monkey jump in the top in center. The group is already alive, so with or without that block, it's still okay. I mean, if you look at the position here, the white plays these two. How we defend that? Atari, everything center. It's not such a big deal if black turns here and white blocks. Couple of points only. So white blocked. Now black is center. This is quite large. This is also good. Block the corner. Fine. White got the center in the corner. Here, black can also defend this way. Because when you fight quadrats, many times white will play this peep. And this peep is actually not a quadrat. Because if you play away and he cuts, you go Atari from behind and boom. And if he plays Atari here, like this, you just capture. So it's fine. No more threats. So in this case, it's okay to answer this way. This one, it's also fine. I mean, if he cuts, you take. You place the peep, you connect. So there are not too many threats locally. But it's good to remember B17. Even though it's an empty triangle, in some cases, it's really nice to play it. Yeah, it's actually bigger to block this way. Because if white blocks here, it's just 1 point. So you can still play 2 points moves. And if white plays somewhere else, then you push in center. Like he plays here, you push first and then you answer. So h7 has priority. That was big. This move is not necessary. So white can play away. If black plays his side, white just blocks. If cut, connect here, it's one or the other. And if black cuts, white will just play a net and that's it. No problems with Atari and so on. So playing his side here, it's -1 point. Yeah, he's trying the snapback preparation. This move is not really necessary right now. I mean, if black plays here and white cuts, you go Atari. He plays this one, you can block. Plays Atari, you can play here. Atari here, connect. And on the Hane, you just go down. Because when he plays this move, you can approach. And there is no way to play Atari from... It's one eye versus no eye. But in the end, you still need to go down here and then play another Atari when the liberties are going away. So yeah, eventually black needs a move inside, but right now you can play some other point. He could do this, but now cuts are a problem, huh? Yeah, not such a big deal. So that's pretty much it. No way for white to come back this game. It's better to play this move. If he plays here, you make an extra point. Also, it's big to play this one. And let's see. Atari was good. Here, white can play Atari like this. And when black connects, he can leave the core and push inside, connect here, make another point. Black plays this, and then fight the core. Or wait. Now fill the core. But okay, it's a matter of 1-2 points. It's not going to change the result. So very peaceful game. Needed that to prevent the Seki. And yeah, building this big bottom side and the center really makes the game good for black. But the lower right corner shouldn't be so nice for white. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the review and play better next games.